Hello everybody, I am Apogee and welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution, where we are going to be focusing on the Return to Jurassic Park DLC, but alas, I have been recording on that for past little while now. For any of you guys, especially on my Discord and stuff, again, that sort of like follow along and obviously just see that I've not been posting very much in the past few weeks. Of course, we have had the holidays and stuff, so like I was out of town for like a week-long vacation and then I was back into the work field a little bit and yet again I kind of got stuck for a second. But then also like I did have some stuff pre-recorded and I was having problems with like my audio being absolute garbage. And of course I was also recording Jurassic World Evolution, and though I've never had a problem really recording Jurassic World Evolution with my OBS and stuff for the longest time, it struggles to like get a good frame rate and the video looks like garbage when you try to follow it along. I have to turn my settings down really low to basically nothing and it looks horrible. And then whatever was going on where it just was not using my microphone for some reason, it was using like the microphone from my not from my headset but actually from my laptop. So like it sounded like absolute garbage. So, that being said, I am using NVIDIA GeForce Experience deal now, something I actually used a long time ago, but it was a little bit limited, so went away from it. I just re-downloaded it. I did a couple of like trial tests on it. I can now actually run the game at like a really high graphical settings, and it looks absolutely beautiful, so I'm gonna stick with it. I still have OBS because it seems to work really well with other games like Jurassic Planet and like other games that I just need to be able to record my screen, not so much record a specific game, the way NVIDIA's experience is kind of limited, I suppose. Anyway, so we are here, Jurassic World Evolution, and if you guys haven't guessed by the thumbnail already, we are going to be building Jurassic Park. Obviously, totally original content, I'm sure, for all of you guys, but it's something I so really wanted to do, especially from this DLC, was to start building on Jurassic Park in a sandbox setting and make it as movie canon accurate as possible. But to top that off, it's not only just going to be like, okay, we're going to go in here, we're going to build it, and we just happen to have the DLC that gives us some new skins. No, we are modded in Jurassic World Evolution. I guess a recent development in Evolution is that finally, I should probably go ahead and let this load up. Yeah, fine. Is that we finally have some mods. So first things first, we need to start focusing on the landscaping a little bit. Now, I'm going to try to make this as accurate as I possibly can. There's a lot of influences here from the Jurassic Dream game, when I played that back in the day. If there's anything that's like as incredibly accurate as you're going to get to Jurassic Park, that one's definitely going to be right on the ball. Another one is that I have just like, again, the limitations of GeForce. I can't really like take you guys outside of the Jurassic World game window, so I can't really show you guys like all of the maps and stuff. So I'll just edit them in. They're flying across the screen right now. Woo 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 woo! It's amazing. as accurate as I could possibly find for a map of Isla Nublar that we are going to be using to try to make the best possible thing in the world. So let's see here. So from what I remember seeing in the map that we have there, down here at like, I'm going to say like the most southernmost point of the map, like right over here. And I think there's actually, again, this was part of my trial testing, is I actually did do a little bit here. Ah, you guys are seeing a bit of the mod right there. We have logs. I forget what the name of that mod is. It's like environmental revamp or something. I don't know. I'll probably put a link in the description for where I got the mods and stuff. It's not like it's anything new. I literally got this from like the Gaming Beaver. He has started doing modded stuff, so I had no idea it could be done. So I was like, yes, please, I'm gonna jump on that. So right down here, like some of the most southernmost points of the whole area here. Ooh, also check that out. Dimorphodons! Yeah! God, I love mods. I love mods so much. So, right here, what we are going to do, we're going to call this the southernmost point of the map. And there's more Dimorphodons. We are going to build the geothermal plant. So, like right in here, I think it's a pretty good spot. And, no, hold on. I don't need that yet. And then let's build another one. Maybe, whoops, wrong button. Wrong button again. Maybe a little bit more angular this time. Like so. You guys are going to connect up. Let's make a path. We're going to use normal path. And you're going to come around like so. And like so. And you're going to just sort of like go into it. And you both are going to cut back here a little bit tighter. And mesh up about here, where, more specifically, we are going to be doing like one of these guys. Which what this specifically is that sort of like rounded trail that connects up to, you guessed it, the arrival helipad. Okay. Now, like, obviously, I am rushing this just a little bit, probably a little bit more than I should, but it's only because I have, like, been building on this before, and get rid of that. Is that I have been... Whoa. Ah! No, don't do that. God, I accidentally hit something. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I have been working on this before. Like I said, I did a lot of like trial building to make sure this all was actually going to work properly. So don't mind the fact that I'm like rushing the process just a little bit because like I already know exactly like what I'm going for here. So we're going to do like that. This also isn't going to be an incredibly long episode. I've sort of made it a thing now that I'm not just going to sit here and record like a really long episode when I could probably get multiple episodes out of a really long recording. So, okay, this didn't go the way I was hoping to. Whoops. All right, let's rushing it because I know exactly what I'm doing. Famous last words. Okay, there we go. Finally, you guys, I don't know why that took a lot longer than it should have. I literally knew exactly what I was going for there, but for some reason it took me a minute to get that. Next thing would probably be to do one of those, and if I was going to do some scenery, it specifically would be to get a couple of rocks back over here. Oh, that's part of the mod as well, as we've got some super epic rocks going on. Lovely. I like it a lot. Oh yeah, and that's a tree. I guess we could... do one of those. You guys see like how awesome this looks? Just having like this little bit of extra added scenery. Why, Frontier? Why are you incapable of adding these simple things? Yeah, look at that. Just look how gorgeous that is. Alright, so we have our arrival helipad. This is the classic scene over here. Just pretend there's a waterfall coming off this cliff, and it's amazing. The helicopter arrives here. They go off to the left. Here is our jeeps. It's obviously a whole ranger station, of course, and I actually fully decked it out, so it's already got like everything it possibly needs to make it amazing. It's not... I don't know. It didn't like really update itself though, did it? It's supposed to be like as you like upgrade on this building, it's supposed to get a few other things on it. Like I think the tower gets a little bit bigger. A few other things get added over here. Solar panels go on top of the roof. Interesting. Well, we have the two vehicles there. We have a little side road that's nice and isolated and hidden looking that goes off to 2 geothermal power plants, which I'm going to go ahead and add some upgrades to. Outage protection, improved outpoint 3.0, 3.0, same thing over here. Outage protection, and output. Lovely. And I might as well, while I'm here, do like one of these. Come on. Just like that. And add one of these guys. Make sure everything's all perfect. We're not going to make the same mistakes as they did in Jurassic Park. No, 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 no. This is the new and improved Jurassic Park. So with that, we've only covered a tiny bit of the map. So, everything that I've seen from the actual... God, that's a bit loud. Everything that I've actually seen in most of the maps for Jurassic Park and stuff is that this is like just one of the service roads. Obviously, there's an entire section of the map that keeps going way farther south than this. Like, there's the helipad, there's the geothermal power plant, there's that kind of stuff. And then from here, the service path, like, goes up. It sort of, like, skirts the edge of the perimeter, like, the main perimeter fence that completely isolates the, the eastern side of the map with all of the dinosaur enclosures, that kind of stuff. Which we are going to, like, try to, like, be true to the movie canon and have, like, a bunch of different dinosaurs and stuff. Don't mind me. My really creaky, stupid chair. But one thing specifically, though, is that there's, like, 2 different paths. One kind of goes off to the left and skirts across some of the stuff that we knew was on the park, but we never really knew where it was, or at least I didn't, which was things like Iguanodon Inn, the golf course, the river cruise, a bunch of stuff like that, and eventually comes up and joins up with the visitor center, like, up in this area. The other one is the one that we see in the movie, which goes off to the right, goes through a security gate into the main enclosure, and I think immediately in that enclosure, or maybe a little farther up, is the main enclosure with the brachiosaurs and the parasaurs for the whole, like, classic Welcome to Jurassic Park scene. And then they, like, make a beeline left and they go over to the visitor center right up here. But we can't actually make paths go through the enclosures, sadly. So what I'm going to do is just skirt it as close to the edge of where I think the enclosures are going to start as possible. Maybe like right here. And obviously we have terrain constraints. Wonderful. Be gone with you. And it's going to come up here, and I think we're going to bring it in about there. Ah!
You know, maybe things go smoother and less predictably wrong if we invested in knowledge instead of ambition. This contract is your chance to prove me right.
Okay. Yes, I did go ahead and turn on contracts because I wanted, like, the thrill of being able to hear all of our classic characters' voices and stuff. So even though we don't really need the money, I may turn on limited funds here in a minute, so that we only have like a few million to work with, and we have to like actually start opening the park and making some money, or at least contracts become viable. But in the meantime, it's mostly just because I want to be able to hear like Dr. Grant and Malcolm and all of them talking to me in all of this. It'd be really cool. Destroying all of this forest real quick, opening up this whole region, because right in here is where we want to build our visitor center. Okay, flatten out the terrain here. We want this to be as like easy and accessible a path as possible. There was a Dimorphodon there, and then it disappeared. Don't worry about it. Don't even know how there is Dimorphodons. This isn't Jurassic World, but I added it for the fun anyway. Yes. Build. Build. Higher. Raise to the highest peak. Alright. So we got that. Gonna go over a little bit more. Just smooth things out like that. Come over. Come over a bit more. And we'll call it like that for a second. So. Oh, well, this probably needs to extend it a bit more too. Yeah, just smooth that out a little bit. Alright. So right here is where we're going to build the visitor center. Now, again, I don't know, like, I'm probably popping up images, like, as I brainstorm here a little bit. But the next thing would be, is that according to what I see, I always thought the visitor center would be something like, maybe like this, or something in comparison to the rest of the map, sort of like how it looks in Lego Jurassic World or something. But according to what I'm seeing on the map, the visitor center, kind of faces like the north a little bit, sort of like facing backwards. So we're gonna put it like right. I need a little bit of room above it, and definitely a lot of room over here. I'll show you guys why here in a second. There's a lot of really cool stuff. Like, everything about this is gonna be cool, like the Safari Lodge and that kind of stuff. We gotta make room for all of that. So, I think we're gonna put this guy like right in here, maybe. Looks pretty good. And then it should be as simple as taking this cheap path, maybe turning it to pavement now. Or, actually, maybe even this. Nah, pavement. Pavement. Nah, come on. What? No. There it goes. Beautiful. So now we're connected. And then over here, we're going to do this guy. And for now, I'm just going to like jot it out like that, because we don't really like need much of anything from it for a second. Let's see. I almost want to... Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Gonna go like that. Boom. We're gonna make that instead. Maybe not, though. Here. Maybe let's delete that. Do that. Come straight out, come this way. And make it bendy again, like it would go a little bit deep like that. But we'll back it up. And it's going to go off this way. And then this guy, not him, not him, that guy, there we go. Back up. Fancy path, goes like that. Maybe does something like that. Nice and beautiful. And then our dirt path comes in from way downtown. And does like that. That's pretty good. Okay, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty movie accurate to me. Now it kind of like goes off to the side there a little bit. And this is just our nice big pond, like so. Extend out a little bit further that way, maybe. I'm into that. I like that. I like that quite a bit. All right. Ah. Increase it to 5 stars, you say.
Jurassic Park must be the premier destination spot on the globe. Our visitor ratings will help ensure that it is.
Wonderful. Beautiful. I love it. Then very slightly increase it forward a little bit so that we get a little bit of green. Come on. There you go. About like that. So that in here I can do couple of big palm trees. There was like a big palm tree that would have gone like right over here somewhere. Something like that would be pretty good. And then otherwise there was definitely like a lot of these kind of palm trees. Not literally these kind of palm trees, but something pretty similar. So what I did before is I did one like right here, and I did one like right here. Boom. There we go. The main Jurassic Park visitor center area that we all know and love and would probably sleep with if we had a chance. What? That's better. That looks pretty good. So we would do like that. And then something we're going to obviously do over here is that we're going to have to create the actual park tour. Now, obviously, like in the... God, my creaky chair. My creaky chair is so bad. So obviously something I tried to do, like when I was trial testing all of this, is I was trying to do like the actual Ford Explorers coming in front of the visitor center. It looked pretty good, but by the time said and done, the way it was set up, and no matter any other way I could possibly think of to set it up properly.
You saw an opportunity.
Okay,
and
Dr.
you
Grant,
seized
shut
the
up for
moment.
just
Hey, if you were a dinosaur, that'd be a successful hunt. So, enjoy the meal.
Be gone with you. Okay, so the biggest thing I saw is that when I did it, it became really confusing because obviously the paths can't cross each other. So I couldn't put it in the appropriate order. Like it goes through the Jurassic Park gate, it goes to the left, it passes by the Dilophosaurus paddock, the Triceratops paddock, that kind of stuff, and then it comes back around, and then it has to, in the game, it has to connect back to the other side of the building. There was no way for me to really appropriately do that, and I couldn't think of any good way. So, sadly, the only thing I really got, which now that I think about it, I know what to do here to make it look a little bit cooler, is to go like this, and to sort of go like that. Then the fancy path can connect from over here, just like so. And then we are going to have our tour vehicle ride, and it's going to look amazing. And it's just going to have to be like straight up against the fence, or straight up against the whole area, I guess, and make things easy. Right, don't need any of that yet. Just like that. And then of course I can solidify this place and make it look beautiful. And also, I'm sorry it's like somewhat silent. I turned off like the copyrighted music and all of that jazz. Makes the whole scenario a little bit dull because we don't have like super amazing Jurassic Park music, but there's not really anything else I can do about that. This is just how it's going to be. I don't want copyright claims or anything like that. Like, I go through my analytics on YouTube, and I see like every single video I've got is copyrighted, because obviously I do Jurassic Park. I love Jurassic Park. That's what I do. But no matter like how, no matter how much I like bring the music volume down and that kind of stuff, like I can't really stay away from it. So I'm just gonna leave it off. You guys are just gonna have to use your imagination. That, or maybe I can get away with turning it on, just it's gonna have to be really, really, really quiet, to the point that it's basically not even on anyway. Just like that. Wonderful. And there you guys go. We have it. Alright, so that's gonna do it for today. No. So, I think the next thing is that we need our inns. We need the Iguanodon Inn. Actually, I think over here would be the Safari Lodge, is what it is. So, first things first. Trees, die. I hate nature. I hate all of you. We're rebelling against nature. We're making dinosaurs, and we're destroying the local wildlife, and there's rats, and I'm sure there's a variety of other really cool creatures. Destroying the ecological system. Look, Dimorphodons are flying away into the sunset. It's all a disaster. So we're going to do like that. Flatness. I'm actually going to continue this little deal here. Keep it a little bit on the lower elevation. And we have it. We have made the beach. Now this obviously isn't like screen accurate. This is just my own imagination. Having fun here. I'm allowed to have fun. You know. Just don't judge me. There's some nice little simplistic features. Rocks. That's probably not that kind of rock. That rock's dangerous. Whoa. Successfully incubate a dinosaur that eats from tall herbivore feeders. That's a new one. That's really weird.
This particular process is key to repopulating Jurassic Park.
Ooh. That one's pretty nice, though. I'm into that. There you go. We have our nice little beach area. So specifically what I did, again, when I was trial testing all of this, was that I made 4 individual hotels, but I, like, butted them all up against each other in a really, like, grid-like pattern. In this one's case, I think I have a better idea of how I'm going to do this. We're going to face them all up against the beach and make them look amazing. Okay, and we're back. I don't exactly know what just happened there. Like, the game started lagging just a little bit, and I think my recording software, like, got turned off. It still saved, like, all of the footage, but the last few minutes is, like, really buffered. So, in editing, I don't really know, like, exactly where it's going to leave off. So, I'm assuming you guys saw that I was starting to work on the Safari Lodge, which I just had to redo. Like, coming out of the game, it didn't save. There was an auto-save, like, back where, like, I had all this done and stuff, but I just had to redo all of this, so it looks pretty similar. It's pretty much like exactly where it was. Improvements that I've already done, though, is that I have built up a little bit more of a hill around the area, so now we've got like a really like tremendous, like, I don't know, like jungle, overwhelming kind of a look right here at the visitor center, which I love the look of. And then off over here, the path comes down here, goes over here. I left an open space over here. I'll show you guys why here in a minute. And right here, I think, is where we're going to put yours truly, the Velociraptor pen, which is far smaller than I remember. And I think it's going to go about here. Should be pretty good. Boom. There you go. We got a Velociraptor pen. Yesh. And we'll go ahead and put a gate right about here. And I'm not going to put an actual path that goes to it. I'm just going to, like, clear out a bit of jungle here. Just a nice little stretch of open space that suggests that there is a path. So you can see, like, there's a little bit of dirt right here. I might have to clear it out just a little bit more, if possible. Okay. Just a little bit of, like, kind of a little dirt path that comes over here and leads into this guy. And so there's the raptor enclosure. Boom! Done. Nailed it. Amazing. Can't be stopped. The next thing would probably be, which we can do real quick, is just a little dirt, or maybe a normal path that kind of goes off over here. Maybe like that. Something interesting like that. And will be our maintenance shed. Well, not really the maintenance shed more than it is a security bunker, but you guys get the drift. Yeah. So we'll have a little security bunker there. I'll isolate it with some trees and stuff. There probably will be another one down here to act as like the maintenance shed or something suggested, like right over here. And this whole area, if you guys are wondering, what I'm trying to do here is that it is supposed to be, according to what I'm seeing on like the maps and stuff that I've been studying like for all of this, is that there's kind of like, whoops, no, go this way, is that there's kind of like a golf course area all over here. So I'm gonna make a nice big flat spot here, maybe smooth things out and make it look a little bit more naturalistic. We can do a few humps here and there. Maybe a couple of little tiny dips to suggest the little bunkers that golf typically has. Right? I don't really do much with golf, so I don't really know. Let's see. I, for some reason, again, part of the new mod is that there's also a more obvious, like, dirt, like, pattern. The texture for dirt actually looks a little bit more like dirt rather than just, like, a lighter colored grass or something. So it does look a lot better, but at the same time, there's, like, certain bits of it I can't get rid of for some reason. Do like that one. I think I had another one right here. That one. And if I did another little, like, divot right here, we could do that. And doesn't look like much, but let's all just pretend that this is whoa.
There's a new
Oh
contract
yeah, I
available.
will. I will.
You should give it a look.
Let's all just pretend that this is a golf course and that it's super amazing.
Hammond wants us to increase the dinosaur population. I have my reservations, but so be it.
I'm having too much fun with this.